So what are we talking about first?
Uh,
While I sneakily do a fleet battle.
While you sneakily do a fleet battle, we are going to talk about. Do you play harmonica? Dopamine asks over on Twitch.
I have no idea. No, I don't play the harmonica.
I was gonna say, I believe that's to you, Nev, because
I'm wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah, and it looks good. No. I gotta say, it looks good, man.
I make this, I make cowboy hats. I may be British, but I can make a cowboy hat.
Yeah, I think it looks rude. I think it looks good. So here's the first thing. Disney drops Slave One name on Lego Boba Fett's Star Wars ship. Now, this article that we're looking at right now is from the Hollywood Reporter, so take it for what it is. This came out in so the thing here is the next Star Wars Boba Fett ship piece or box set that I'm sure is going to cost like $500. If it's worth anything, it'll cost like $500. Has no longer has the name Slave One, the iconic name Slave One. It is now called the Boba Fett Starship.
Yeah. Well, it's not the. Here's the thing. It's nameless. It's not that it's called. It's just nameless because Slave One is Boba Fett's Starship.
Yes.
And so it's not that it's not that it's not that the name has been changed. It's that the name is not referred to anywhere on the packaging, on the box.
Yes.
Which
on the box
kind of is,
stupid.
Which is just weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It has a name. It has a specific name. It's called Slave One. That's the name of the ship.
Mm-hmm. And the big question is why? Why did Lego leave it off?
So
because at the end of the day, that's everybody's like, oh, it's been removed for reason X, Y, and Z, and I'm thinking to myself, you don't actually know that.
No.
Do we have a statement from Lego?
No.
Do we have a statement from Disney or Lucasfilm? The answer to that question is no.
Actually,
we don't.
I heard, and I'm looking it up online, live stream Google, always fun and a dangerous thing to do when you're live streaming, right? Searching anything on Google. Lego Slave One, there was Boba Fett ship. There was something that they actually did say, that someone had actually come out. Let's jump over to IGN real quick, see if they have any.
Oh God, really? IGN? That's your source?
That's the first source that looked slightly reputable. I mean, I'm not seeing anything, but I do remember there. Oh, let's see. No, it was from Lego. Let's see. Jedi News spokesman spoke with Lego designer Jens. Sorry.
Convoy Fredrickson and Michael Lee Stockwell, who confirmed the change was requested directly. So we have Lego saying that they were specifically requested directly by Disney to withhold the name on the box.
Yeah. So
okay, so we know that it's not a Lego decision. We know it's a Disney decision.
It says based on its let's see, it's everybody is.
So who would be? I'm just trying to think who the hierarchy is. So that would be, who's the CEO? Would that be marketing or merchandising?
I would say merchandising. I would say merchandising would be over that. I'm not 100% because it's merchandise. So it's this is.
Let's have a look. Disney merchandise CEO is principal CEO for merchandise.
Kathleen
would be
Kennedy.
Jess Koss.
Okay, Jess Koss, not
Jess
Koss.
No, Jess. surname COS.
So this is
Principal CEO Disney Store. So this is merchandise, yeah.
So this is Jedi News. It was posted on the 26th.
Oh no, maybe it's not just cost. That's just for one store.
This is the person that was being, reported from here. This is the article that IGN, talked of. It says the next. Let's see. Then the next one in the Mandalorian ship is from the Mandalorian is the Boba Fett Starship, all capitalized, right? Yes, I built another. We're not calling it Slave One anymore. This is the Boba Fett ship. Okay, why are we dropping the Slave One name? Everybody is. It's probably not something which has been announced publicly, but is just something that Disney doesn't want to use anymore. So it is official from Lego that the people that they're working with over at Disney, they're like, hey, we're done with this. We're not calling it Slave One anymore, which I think is stupid.
Yeah.
Like
just looking at the regarding the person in charge, so marketing is an individual called Daisy Sitt, and both obviously VP marketing, VP sales.
Yeah.
So we're talking, the marketing and sales are going to go hand in hand, basically.
Yeah.
So this is not something that the person at the top, Bob Chapek.
No.
Bob Chapek's not going to, Bob Chapek, is the top of the pyramid, and everybody else underneath has their jobs and their parts and their roles to play. So there'll be a company policy, and it will be all those vice presidents and senior vice presidents underneath to comply with that. So
exactly,
they would probably look at a company policy and think, oh, hang on a minute, does this comply with or not comply with company policy? And then they've got in touch with Lego, and instead of saying change the name to this, they've just said, look, we're not 100% sure what we want to do, and we don't really want to, go to the top floor. We don't really want to go to the 45th floor of the building and ask a stupid question.
Yep.
So we'll err on the side of caution. Could you do us a favor and not put Slave One on the instructions or on the front of the box for us, please?
Exactly. And so this is not
an underling decision. This isn't not Bob Chapek.
Exactly. This is not something that that Chapek himself is coming out and saying, "Hey, company-wide Disney." But they're not wrong in saying that Disney has told them not to do it because someone at Disney.
That is 100% exactly.
And and so
somebody at Disney got in touch with them. Whoever's in charge of it's either sales or merchandising or marketing. It's got to be one of those VPs.
Yeah,
that would have made the call.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
And it's dumb.
It's stupid.
It's silly. It's the name of the ship.
Yeah.
It is the name of the ship. Slave One. For goodness sake, there is a. There's I can't remember what the book is. I can't remember what the extended universe book is, but there's a book that was set in the distant future.
Yeah.
And a story involving Han Solo and Boba Fett. Han's like an old man and he wants to relive his glory days. So he goes out in the Millennium Falcon and Boba goes chasing him in Slave 4. Because Slave 1 didn't last. Really, neither did 2 or 3.
Yeah.
By the time Boba Fett's an old man, he's on his 4th.
Yeah,
it's on his 4th ship, and he just keeps calling it Slave 1, Slave 2, Slave 3. So
it makes the most sense. That's what people do with like passwords. It's like Frank 1, Frank 2.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't, but it's what they do.
Here's the thing, right? Specifically with this, these 3 new, because it's not just Slave 1's ship that's getting a new ship. There were 2 other ships. There's 3 new Lego ships. Yeah. Right? Do you even know what the other 2 ships are?
No. Which is frustrating because as someone who's going to eventually buy them, not because I like playing with Legos, I know I'm a terrible person. So, side note,
Imperial, it's Imperial light cruiser. which is going to be 1,336 pieces with 5 Lego minifigures. So that's the light cruiser that Gideon used.
Oh, that sounds dope.
Boba's ship, and then an Imperial armored Marauder.
Ooh, so it looks like there's a lot. So
and that's gonna have minifigures, Grief Cargo, a couple of stormtroopers, and an artillery. So those are the 3 ships, and they were announced at LegoCon.
Yes.
Okay, but obviously all of the controversy is over
one thing.
Boba's ship.
One thing.
And I think I would not put it past Disney to do this deliberately to drum up PR.
Yeah, because if
for
people
the
are
Lego
talking about it, if
Because
people are talking
about it. If people are talking about it. People are talking about it. You know. Now there are some. Now here's the thing: people that don't care about the name but love Lego might still buy this. People that care about the name and think that withholding the name of the ship on the box, and obviously it would be. I mean, here's the thing: do we even know if it's been withheld on the instructions?
No, we don't.
Because and here's the thing, people will be like, so they haven't put it on the box, but have they put it on the instructions? Is it on the instructions? I'd be interested to know if it's on the instructions, how to make Slave One, because I have built those massive 100, these thousands of piece Lego things with the youngest before, and they take forever.
Yeah.
And the instruction manual is literally a manual. It's a big old chunky
It's like
book.
this thick.
It's thick.
Insane.
It's insanely thick, yeah. So maybe they did it as maybe they did it as PR. Who knows?
They would have to, because here's the thing, like we're talking about it. Any news is news, right? Because it's how many people actually tuned in to LegoCon. People that are hardcore Lego players, absolutely, right?
Lego fans, not Star Wars fans.
Nope.
Lego fans.
Exactly. And so what this is going to do is this is going to let other people know, hey, there's another ship coming out, right? There's more stuff coming out. And it's going to be, it's publicity, right? People are going to talk about it, and it's going to get hyped, right? And I think that's exactly what it is. I think a lot of what Star Wars and Disney is doing with Star Wars is any publicity is good publicity. And that is not necessarily the case with Star Wars at all. Like,
no.
Period.
Not when you've got so many hardcore fans. Not when you have a hardcore fan base for an IP. They really don't like names being screwed with.
No,
you can screw around with a lot of things, but when it comes to names, you can't, you just can't screw around with them. Yeah. I mean, I'll give you another good example. Plo Koon.
Yeah.
You imagine if they tried changing his name, people would be like, "Why?" And it'd be like, "Oh, because of his second name." And oblivious people would be like, "Well, I don't understand. What's the problem with his second name?" Yeah. And it's like, because that his second name has negative connotations.
Exactly.
But half the people you're selling the product to don't know. You've just illuminated. Oh, right. Oh, I didn't know that was a racial slur. But I do now, because you've highlighted it,
Yeah. Now that you've paid attention to it, I'm aware, and now I may have other feelings. And it's dumb, right? It's dumb. So
I guess we'll find out the next time they do a Plo Koon Black series, won't we?
That's true.